Hi, this is Jim Campilongo, and after I did my favorite jazz guitar records, I got quite a few requests to do steel guitar. So that's what I'm going to do. I hope everyone enjoys it. I'll definitely have some hands-on guitar stuff coming up. And again, you know, the disclaimer, these are my favorite records. I learned a lot from them. They really influenced me. I'm not saying these are the greatest steel guitar records ever made. I mean, I think they're all really good. Anyway, the first one is Jerry Byrd Steel Guitar Classics. Great record, and I really don't have much information on it. I have a YouTube link below with Limehouse Blues. There's no personnel. I couldn't find any personnel on the internet, All Music, Discogs, the liner notes. I even contacted my buddy Joe Goldmark, and he didn't know, which is, you know, the end all. But anyway, great record. Jerry Byrd, steel guitar favorites. Limehouse Blues is so exciting. To me, it sounds like Hendrix to me. I mean, the things that Jerry does. Jerry was an innovator with the wah sounds that we do with our tone knob on our tellies, and he just gets futuristic sounds. Great cover. And yeah, I don't have much information on it. You could hear it, and that's going to be great. It was released in 1958, okay? Now, the next record is Herb Remington's Steel Guitar Holiday. Here's the original, and it was reissued by the Steel Guitar Vintage Classics, the Steel Guitar Record Club. You could see it here, and I actually met Herb Remington and bought this record and went up to him, and he said, "What's your name?" And I said, "Jim," and he wrote, "To Jeff." And I said, you know, I almost didn't want to say anything, but I said, "Oh, my name's Jim." So it says, "To Jeff and Jim, my best, Herb Remington." And I really love that. Great record. There's a track on here called Sam and Oscar, and the early 10-Gallon Cats used to play that. Probably couldn't play it now. I'd have to relearn it. But we did that often. We did, I think, something else off this record. There's a track on here. What's the name of it? I think it's Deep Beat, that I kind of wrote a tune like it. It was like highly influential on my songwriting. Sam and Oscar's great. Again, no liner notes, listing personnel. I think Paul Buskirk might be on guitar, but I don't know why I think that, but it might be him. Fantastic guitar. Like if you're into, you know, melodic, at times flashy stuff, this is a great record. This is called Herbie Remington, but Herb Remington Steel Guitar Holiday. Okay, the next one you guys might know. This is Speedy West Steel Guitar. Now, Speedy West and Jimmy Bryant put out, Jimmy Bryant put out Country Cabin Jazz, which sounds much like this record, but that's considered a Jimmy Bryant record, and this is considered a Speedy West record. Now, I do have the lineup. It's Speedy on pedal steel, Jimmy Bryant on guitar, Cliffy Stone on bass, Billy Liebert on piano, and Roy Hart on drums. This record was released in 1960. By the way, Herb Remington's Steel Guitar Holiday was released in 1961. Anyway, back to this 1960 release. There's a tune on here called This Ain't the Blues, and I tried to rewrite that on my first record, Jim Campilongo and the 10-Gallon Cats, as Blue Hen. And if you guys have it, you know, if you've got some time to waste, you might compare it. Great sounding record. I will say, like, I prefer this to Country Cabin Jazz, even though they're both great. I love this record. The tunes are great. Highly recommend it. Okay, couple more. Here's the hit sounds of Lloyd Green. Okay, now I think the tune I have linked to is what's it called? Thought it was, oh, here it is. I was looking here. Show Me the Way to the Circus. Now, this is on the Little Darlin label, Lildarlin. And if you can find any Johnny Paycheck on Little Darlin, they're my favorite, some of my favorite country records with vocals, and Lloyd Green's all over them. There was a producer named Aubrey Mayhew, I believe is his name, and he would mix the steel guitar like really loud. Like it was almost unorthodox, but it's kind of great. And you hear Lloyd on those. This is obviously a solo record, and you hear Lloyd, but I would highly recommend the Johnny Paycheck on the Little Darlin record. This is before he has a beard and doing Take This Job and Shove It. He's still kind of a crooner. It's just amazing, and Lloyd Green's playing on it is great. This record is a great overview of Lloyd's style. I think it's really a good record. Okay, did I say when it was released? Released in 1966. Okay, now this is probably my favorite steel guitar record, and this is Buddy Emmons, Emmons Guitar Incorporated. Now, it's also called the Black Album, and I mean, to me, the end-all track on here is Danny Boy. That's the one I really studied. Could never get my guitar to sound as beautiful, but it's really a great record. This does have the personnel. It's got Buddy, on pedal steel, Bill Purcell on piano, Chuck Saunders on bass, and Marty Alfred on drums. One interesting thing here is it says Buddy's studio guests, and it's Curly Chalker, John Huey, Jimmy Day, Roy Wiggins, and Ed Hamilton. So he invited all the heavy cats into the recording, and I guess it's how Buddy would up his game. Great record, love it. One more here, and it's another Buddy Emmons record, and it's from the Steel Guitar Record Club. Okay, so it's a combination of two Buddy Emmons records. One is Steel Guitar Jazz, and I have that. I guess I should have shown you, but that's not the record. What I really like is Four Wheel Drive, and Four Wheel Drive is a compilation of a lot of singles or instrumentals from really hard to find records. And this, to me, I mean, of the two record set, Four Wheel Drive is the one, and I've included Buddy's Boogie. Now, again, I couldn't find any lighter notes. They have like his tunings and everything, but you don't know who's playing on what. And I did some searching on the internet. I don't know, maybe some of you guys can find it. I think it might be Hank Garland might be on Buddy's Boogie, but whoever it is, he's a great guitarist. The track is great. The 10 Gallon Cats actually covered that for a while. There might be a YouTube clip about it. If memory serves me correct, it was like a bad version of us doing that, like of the many times we played. But at any rate, this is what you want to check out. It's fantastic if you could find it. Just, interestingly, I have two copies of this, and one looks very different than the other, and I'm not sure why, like which one, is a second edition or whatever. I couldn't find out why, but if you could find this record on Discogs, I highly recommend it. And almost any Steel Guitar Record Club is really good. I don't know what, this is number 5, and I think there's about 14. Bobby Black has one. And yes, I have them all, and I might even do a video at a later date of all the Steel Guitar Record Club records. And again, they're all worth having. So this is the Steel Guitar records that really, are in my DNA. I highly recommend them. Some are hard to find. Some I got literally out of a trunk of a car or at a record swap meet. I think I got all these records pre-internet, but the internet makes it easier. Hopefully they aren't super expensive, and I hope you guys can seek it out. Certainly the stuff is up on YouTube. I believe I found a sample from every record on YouTube, and again, I can't play them here. I wish I could and point out things, but then I'd get, copyright infringement. One of the tracks, and I think it was Steel Guitar Favorites, I can't recall. I literally had to put up on SoundCloud. So one of them was a track that I transferred from the record into MP3, and I put it up on SoundCloud for this video. So you guys can hear at least one track from each record I just talked about and see what you think. Anyway, these are really fun for me to do. Again, I'm not here to just keep talking. I'll be showing some guitar stuff that I hope you all enjoy soon. And I guess that's it. Thanks a lot for subscribing to Patreon, and have a great day.